Hello Taurus, welcome to Creators on the Crest. I'm Stephanie. Blazer the Morkie is otherwise engaged once more. Had a hard time keeping him and present during these readings during the holidays because there's a lot going on. So if he's distracting, he kind of has to head out there. But I am bringing you your reading for the next 10 days. And today we're going to take a look at your overall energy. We'll look at your specific energy, the energy of the person connected to you, and then how those energies mingle and dance in the middle. We'll then close it off with an oracle card for the Tauran collective. Do keep in mind these are general readings, so only take what resonates and leave the rest. Be sure to check out your sun, moon, rising, and north node for additional context and texture, and check out the description below where I list links to my 2025 tarot readings, personal readings where you get detailed information just for you. Also links to social media and ways to connect. Every Friday, I'm here at 10 a.m. on the channel doing Frequency Fridays. It is a chill, casual, fun hangout. I would love to see you if you can join. Even just listen in and enjoy the topics and enjoy the conversation. And then every other Sunday from 7 to 8 p.m. Central, I do live tarot readings. Come on, ask one question, please, and I will answer it. Be sure you get on early because we're getting quite busy on there and I won't be able to get to all the questions all the time. Okay, Taurus, your overall energy is weather, like the weather. What's the weather outside? What's the weather inside, Taurus? What is the weather? I feel like there are differences going on in the weather. There's like pressure differentials going on for you in your energies. On your side, you get the Six of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, and the Two of Swords. I like that I'm seeing a confident, celebratory energy from you, Taurus. It honestly feels like possibly you've healed something to do with the sacral energies, money, sex, power. So if that's the case, good work. And take a moment, if you haven't yet, to look back over the past year, because we're in January here, right? And really take note of some of your celebrations, no matter how small they are. I think that's important for you to ground in with those celebrations, okay? Especially ones connected to money, sex, and power, all right? So the areas there where you're feeling really good. You're having that good, warm, you feel good about the accomplishment or the healing that you've done. The Page of Pentacles is coming in, and this tells me that you are trying to figure out how to balance yourself in your current situation. This character is actually standing on ice skates, like on a blade, and holding a large pentacle. I feel like she's also trying to keep steady, and maybe her clothes are wanting to fall off. She's holding like part of the tie from the clothes, and there's just a whole lot going on here. It almost feels like one of those situations where there's so much going on, you don't have enough hands to hold everything, or you don't have enough energy to grasp everything that's going on, and you are seeking some sort of balance there, but you may not be finding it. It may be eluding you still. It's kind of like, what's the weather going to be? It's unknown at the end of the day. And you have the Two of Swords, feeling confused, maybe having some conflicting thoughts about something. We'll get into that, Taurus. For the person connected to you, they get the Empress, the Two of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups actually came up in reverse. And I'm going to leave it there because it felt right. Honestly, this person's going through something, and I'm not sure quite yet what it is. Definitely dealing with something maternal or a maternal aspect. It could be a relationship to their own mother. If it's a female, relationship to how she mothers herself or nurtures herself with the Empress here. This also could be a person who is working on embodiment and getting embodied. They have the Two of Pentacles, and much like your Two of Swords, this is kind of a flip-floppy, not sure, indecisive energy. And this person's time or energy could be split in multiple directions, which if you're connected to them, that might be a little challenging. Their attention might be split on you. Maybe there's kids, family, work, their job, something like that. Now, right at the moment, the Ace of Cups being in reverse tells me a couple things. One, they're probably having trouble keeping their cup full, their energy online. They keep getting drained, okay? But also it could mean that their heart is not fully open, all right? And we'll get into a little more when we clarify. In the middle of the connection here, you get the Ace of Pentacles and the Star. So there's a lot of hope here in this relationship for something quite new and stable, being able to grow. I don't think it's mature yet, but the seed is planted, it's taking root. The wishes and the desires are there. The dream is there, but it feels young. It feels young. So let's get, and we're gonna hold the energy of the weather. The weather may be important where you're at right now, maybe impacting you or this relationship in some way. Remember I said the pressure differentials? For your Six of Wands, how important it was for me to tell you to please focus on your celebrations, because the moon energy is coming up with the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is more aligned with the Six of Wands in its generosity, its exchange. I really want you to look at the ways over the last year that you've had successful interactions, successful equal give and take with other people. Even if it's not your primary person or the person closest to you, where have you had a nice, beautiful exchange where you feel empowered, they feel empowered, something beautiful is created? I think sometimes maybe there's so much going on for you, or the weather is changing so rapidly, and by weather I mean the energetics, that you feel a bit like fogged in. That's what I get from this moon. It feels more foggy to me than anything. It doesn't feel like total darkness. It feels like fog. So I think there's some way that you're feeling fogged in, and I think a quick reflection, you don't have to get stuck on going through all the ins and outs of last year, but a quick reflection on the celebrations and what you have accomplished will kind of help reset this energy and clear the fog. Let's look at this Page of Pentacles for you here. Really a balancing act. The Hermit and the Emperor. You need time alone to stabilize here. That much is clear, Taurus. You need some private introspective time, some refuge or some place of solitude where you can get away and refocus your energy inward to yourself. You may have been breaking up the attention between yourself and another character here, the Emperor. That's Aries energy, active energy, masculine energy. Maybe some of you are overworking. Okay, so you could be working too many hours and you need to cut back and take some time for yourself. You could be focusing on a partner or a roommate or something like that, and you need to pull back to yourself. I get it. You don't have this mastered yet. You're telling me that. I don't get it yet. But unless and until you spend time in that solitude, and you got to find it whichever way you can. Maybe it means that you go on a drive and go to the park and you just start walking and just be with yourself. You turn off your phone. I'll get back to you later, and be with yourself for some time. Maybe you go see a movie by yourself. Maybe you go get coffee by yourself, right? And really taking the opportunity to sit and be there with yourself, because I feel like you're pulled in multiple directions. The Hermit is also that Virgo energy, right? And that is the energy, that sixth house energy, which tells us we have to prioritize our health and our well-being, or else we get out of balance, right? So that's coming up for you. Prioritize your own health and well-being first here, Taurus. The weather forecast, prioritize you. That's probably going to be my title. Weather forecast, prioritize yourself. That's what's going on here. For the Two of Swords, so this is where you're feeling confused. This is where you're feeling conflicted. You get the Ace of Wands and the Nine of Cups. You really have this really cool, fun, sparky energy. I wish I could think of some archetypes that I'm kind of sensing here. Like, this is going to date me, but it reminds me of like Minnie Pearl on Hee Haw. So I'm going to say that. That's an old show from the 70s, 80s. And it kind of reminds me of Minnie Pearl. There's kind of this whippersnapper kind of energy with you. And I think right now you are working on embracing that. It's part of your persona, and I like it. I honestly like it. It's like a bit of fire that surprises people at times. But you're working on balancing that with your emotional energies and making sure that your whippersnapperish behavior doesn't cause anybody any harm or pain, that it's done from that fun-loving and caring place. And so you kind of have these sides, and maybe some of the fiery snap turtle kind of energy that I get from you maybe does have to do with some of the ways you feel confused. You could be a little more apt to jump into that energy rather than, again, the Nine of Cups would have you looking back over your accomplishments. Again, I think something very simple here, Taurus. Prioritizing yourself and really going over your celebrations and accomplishments from the last year, no matter how small, is going to be a vital assistance to you. Let's look at the Empress for this person connected to you, the Page of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. This person seems to me like they're taking their sweet time on something, and I think it has to do with getting clear about some sort of relationship to motherly energy. Okay, it could be their mother, mother-in-law, stepmother. There's this sharpness here in this person's energy where I feel like maybe they had the kind of mother or feminine influence in their life that was more sharp, more disciplined, more militant, and or they're dealing with something like that now in their lives. For some of them, it could be their partner. So this could be like an adult child of yours that you're looking at. If this is the person you're in a relationship with, they could be dealing with a third party, like outside of the relationship. This curiosity that they have about the relationship is, it's just at the beginning. It's just at the very beginning. It like they're just opening the book to understanding what's going on here, and they approach everything from a very mental space. And so there's kind of like a sharpness here and a quality of they have to overcome the fact that they don't know everything in order to figure out this maternal dynamic that they need to work on here. Okay, so that could be expressing in different ways for different people. But there's some sort of relationship there to the maternal and nurturing energy that they need to explore, but then they have to overcome this. I already know. You know, it's like, I already know that, but they don't. But they think they do. Okay, so they're at the very beginning. Very like preschool, just starting out. And I'm not saying they're immature. I'm saying like stepping into this very early stages here. Let's look at this Two of Pentacles for them. What's going on here? The Five of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. This person has suffered some sort of loss or abandonment, intentional or non-intentional. At times, I feel like they deceive themselves that they're not still actively feeling that energy or engaged in that energy. I think there's a part of them at times that wants to try to move forward and just leave that behind, but they can't yet. And it might be because their portal into this path of clarity and healing actually lies with that maternal energy, probably stemming from their own relationship to their mother or the mother energies that they've been surrounded with to date in their life. but there's kind of this deceptive energy they're carrying that they want to kind of sneak away from it, or they're already carrying too much and they can't look at that. They can't take a look at that. You know, this is not the kind of energy that someone should be sitting in for very long, because it can cause imbalance then in the body and the physical health. The pentacles represent that physical body health, and the Five of Pentacles, not necessarily a good place to be in your physical health. And then they have this Ace of Cups in reverse, and they get the Tower and the King of Cups. I am concerned about the heart health, literally I'm not a doctor, but I'm concerned about the heart health of this person, both on the emotional aspects, but also the physical. This would be the kind of person that I would say, hey, you know, are they eating healthy? What are their habits here? Are they trying to walk and exercise? The cardiac health is coming up here. And I would hate to see, you know, something that could be avoided happen to this person. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm looking at potential energies. And meanwhile, this person is, you know, avoiding maybe and trying to think that they already have the knowledge over something that they need to deal with. And it's not about having knowledge over it. It's about feeling your way through it and confirming your emotions and allowing those emotions to be valid, validating them. They need to validate themselves here. But these things have a way of creeping from the emotional, the mental, the physical, the energetic, you know, it all kind of starts to come together. Now they have this King of Cups here, which makes me feel like they are going to ultimately make some movement here, but it feels like a closed off heart space at this time. Sometimes people have things that sometimes people have things happen where they didn't know there was a bigger problem, but something minor happens, and then they like go to the hospital and get an x-ray and they find that something bigger is going on. That could be the case for this person. I'm not trying to worry anybody, but it's one of those things, you know, if they can really surrender into some of these, like if they can let themselves be a beginner, if they can let themselves not know and let that be okay, that's part of the issue here. Getting comfortable not knowing the answers, because I feel like they're always having to know, and always, that's a trauma response for them. So for the Ace of Pentacles in the middle of this connection, you have the Six of Swords coming in on your side. They have the Four of Swords. I like this. I like this because there's an intention from them to bring healing into the relationship and into this new beginning, or to come in more healed than they currently are. And you're definitely moving toward those calmer waters. You're like, row this boat to the nice calm water and the nice sandy shore. You're definitely bringing in that kind of energy, probably from past circumstances of what you know you don't want. So you want the calmer weather. You want the blue, clear skies, energetically coming in more so than the turbulence, right? So that is important. I do like seeing this. I feel like the two of you have aligned intentions, especially when you come together. And I like to see the healing come up on their side. It could be the relationship with you sparks and encourages that healing. You may be the person who is demonstrating that there are smoother, easier ways, right? The Star, okay, the Star. Here in the middle. A Star is a card of Aquarius energy. It's a card of wish fulfillment. You bring into me the Three of Swords. You've got some pain or wounding connecting to that you can't have what you want. Your dreams can't come true. You'll never hit your goals. You'll never be able to reach your desires. You have some pain around that, Taurus. So that's something to take a look at that might need healing. That's another thing. As we're in relationships with other people, these things start to, something that they're doing reflects and it triggers us in a certain way. Now they bring in the energy of the Wheel of Fortune. Right now this person is in and being invited in by the universe, changing weather. The weather is changing for this person. They're going to have to accept doing some things differently at some point than they have been to date, okay? So a big powerful energy coming in here. I feel like they changed their mind about what they hope and wish for in this relationship, and you're probably picking that up. At times that could hurt. You know, do you want to be with me or don't you? You might get mixed signals because they're constantly like changing. And it's because their heart's not open and online here, and there's so many other things going on. You both have things going on though. That's the thing. Like, because they're busy, and doesn't make it okay for them to be sending you mixed energies, right? And just because you're nurturing and caring, you know, or have this whippersnapper energy doesn't mean that that's what you should operate from all the time. I mean, you're both working on things here, but I could see how it might be a little confusing at times. So we've got some changing weather here, Taurus, for you. You're going through, it's almost like one day it's sunny, the next day it's a blizzard, the next day it's windy, the next day, right? It's raining. Taurus, let's get you a card from the Whispers of Aloha to close off your reading today. So the weather forecast, remember, is prioritize yourself. Taurus, you got 15, partnership with the divine, a date with spiritual renewal. Yes, and Taurus, you're going to have to take me up on that hermit energy that I saw in your reading to really go inward, get some personal time for yourself, reconnect with your soul, reconnect with your spirit, go someplace that makes you happy, go someplace where the weather is clear so that you can get the revitalization and the rejuvenation and the reconnectedness that you need. The weather forecast is prioritize you. Okay, Taurus? So that's pretty much it. And we're going to end it there because that's a lot. All right? So I am wishing you all the best. I know you can do this. Stay positive as you can. Do the things you need to do to prioritize yourself. Thank you so much for joining this reading today. It was my pleasure doing this, and I look forward to seeing you next time.